Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back, it's Jordan here. Today we're going to start constructing this beach right here. We started experimenting with other little miniature beaches on the island just yesterday. We've got like one right here, and then just a little bit of wet sand on the other side of it, and a larger one just beyond the bridge. And then of course the largest one right over here on the edge of the downtown core. I'm trying to decide whether or not I should remove these rock panels or if I should just like bury them, because I'm going to be bringing this beach out and then building it up, and these rock panels are going to get buried. But they also provide a nice solid structure, but it also wastes a bunch of rock panels. But if I remove them, then I just got to rebuild it with colorful brick anyway, that being the structure. But we have these like pre-built water plates that were sort of saved or preserved from the beach reconfiguration, but I need to like peel at least the first like quarter of it away. It gets darker as we move back, like this is the black and the dark blues, so I could probably preserve all that work, but if we're putting tan in here, then I need to peel this back. I still think it's faster to try and use a little bit of this, because if I don't, well then I got to rip this all apart. But I think we can use the back section because it's deep water over there anyway, but it depends on how far the tan comes. So it's funny, sometimes when you try to save work like this, it doesn't really end up saving you a whole lot of time because a lot of it has to be redone anyway. And taking these apart is sort of a nuisance because you got all these small little pieces that are all held together by the base plate and also by the tiles on top. I decided it would be best to just take 14 studs of the water off and then put those plates over here, because this is all going to be deep water anyway, and then I can start from scratch over here with the beach. I think it's best to keep the rock panels back here. They just provide such a solid foundation and it's already all built, and they also provide a dark bluish gray background as well. And if I remove them, I'll have to rebuild it all with colorful bricks or whatever it may be anyway. I decided to start building in front of those rather than doing the beach outline, rather than starting with that. I think it's better to get some of this going here so we know how much space we have for the sand. And I did that using 2x6 bricks. It's all reinforced underneath there with 2x4s and 2x2s in random colors. Sort of like the staircase effect, all interlocked as well, so it's pretty strong and fully supported. So you can see all the different colors in there, and they sort of move with the coastline going in. And yeah, I decided to taper it with brick. Ideally, I would taper it with plate, but tapering things like this with plate, 7 bricks, that's 21 plates, that's 21 studs. If it's just straight up one plate of height after another, so probably more than that. It consumes so many pieces because it has to be reinforced in the bottom with more plates and bricks, and it just becomes like insane. So I think we're just going to go with brick for now. I know that doesn't give us the nice, like perfectly tapered effect, but we can do that down here because we actually have 2 bricks of height that we can work with the sand coming down, so that'll all be plate tapered. But up here it's going to be done with bricks. And this island here, it's all on a wood structure, so it's all at the same height, which is 7 bricks. And what we can do is, in areas like this, we can create the human-made structures. Once we get all like the rough draft stuff done, we can come in here before doing all the slope detailing and stuff and say, okay, human-made structure coming down here, a concrete staircase coming down, a boat dock over here, and we need a wooden staircase coming down. And we'll do that style of stuff before we get around to adding all the slopes and everything, because of course if we add the slopes and everything, it's going to get in the way of us having the ability to come down with the stairs or whatever it may be. But yeah, we're going to taper with brick rather than plate, just because I don't think I have enough plate at all to take care of that. No, I know for a fact we don't, in dark bluish gray and light gray. And I don't think there's anything wrong with doing it with brick for now. Well, not for now, but in general, there's nothing wrong with doing it with brick. Doing it with plate becomes a little bit overwhelming. It's insane. There's quite a bit of colorful exposed brick there, so the next thing I did is just went through and filled in all the gaps just using various 2x brick and put some more supports underneath. There's also a gap along the back there, so I just started filling it all in with these 2x bricks wherever I can to make it look a little bit better, finish it off a bit. And then I created the outline for the beach, started with the dark tan just right on the plate there, so just one plate. And then the next row is 2 plates. And I just built that up using 1x2 plates that I have a lot of, the turquoise ones. And it's all just fully supported underneath. And we can add more texture and stuff in here too. Like there's quite a bit of studs there. There's 6 studs of wet sand, which I think is more than enough. That's actually more than the beach over there. And the next layer is, of course, 1 brick because now we're at 3 plates. So I'm just using bricks going right up against the dark tan. Fill this in. I staggered these just so they go over the seam of the base plate and hold it all together. That being the 2x brick. And now what I'll do is use the Mills plate technique and just use the Mills plate technique to fill all this in using the 2x2 bricks, spacing it out, and then just covering it with a plate. So that's going to bring us 1 more plate higher. And then we're only, at that point, 2 plates off the back brick, which is 2 bricks tall. So then we can do another layer of plate along the back in dark gray or tan or whatever it is, just to fill in all this blue. And then I also attach the seam here just to reinforce it a bit. So this here is a module, and then this all the way up to here is all one module as well. So you can see it right there. So it is modular style. I don't know if I'd ever want to move this one. It's 3x2 base plates with 1 additional base plate there. Okay, it's the last row of Mills plating. Just gonna put down some 4x4 plates here along the back. Fill it in nicely. Thank goodness I have enough tan pieces to do this. These tan pieces have been involved in a lot of different mocks, and they've also been just accumulated over time from like pab walls and stuff like that. I used to do the underwater scene in tan, but now I'm doing it in dark tan, so that freed up a bunch of these for projects like this. So it all sort of works out. Just 2x row on the back there that we've got to fill in with some 2x plate. Sneak some 1x2 bricks inside or underneath. And just like that, we almost have the base foundation for the beach ready to go. So we got the underlying plate for the waterwork done, starting over there and coming all the way to over here. It comes to a stop there and then a stop right there. I want to try and get this all the way past this beach to where this plate ends. And to do that, yeah, you need a lot of plate. This is every single plate that we have for water building right now. I have found them all. Sure, we might have to do a little bit of sorting and stuff to find a bit more, right? But this is the majority of it. So I'm pretty happy with the quantity that we have for all the blues, other than maybe dark blue. I feel like we might need a little bit more of that. And I know for a fact we're gonna need more black. So I was searching upstairs to find more, and I found this junk bin. So this is the one that I've recently created. It's a bag full of pieces from the plates that we were taking apart. For example, the ones that we stuck underneath the causeway there. So I just need to go through and peel off all the tiles, which is a timely process. And this looks like it's an old river. So I need to go through this and peel off all the tiles as well. An old river or an old creek. I can't even remember what this is, but yeah, if I want to use these black pieces, then I've got to go through and take all these tiles off. I think I'll try and build with what I have for now. Well, of course I ended up using some of those pieces because I discovered I don't have enough dark blue to continue. So yeah, I've got to get some more of those 3x3 plates. Hopefully I find them on the pab wall again. Had some luck in the past, so I'm hoping I can do that. But in order to continue the water detail, I need to take all those light blue tiles off those black elements just because I don't want to continue with like 1x and 2x plate. I need to use the larger pieces. So in order to continue the waterwork this way, I just need to sit down and shed all those tiles off and free up some pieces and get some more elements. But yeah, I went through and added all the water detail. Looks pretty amazing. Really contrasts well with the dark tan and tan. And then I also started doing some preliminary sloping. Just I don't know, 5 handfuls of slopes went onto it there. So you can see we've got some slopes on those corner rock panels. Those corner rock panels really do look good when you cover them with slopes. That's awesome. I also was experimenting with some plate work so I can blend in the bricks with plates. Gives it less of a harsh look, right? Just by throwing down some plates. So there's the bricks. And there it is with plates, and then I did some sloping over here as well. Pretty rough at this point. We've got to add some cheese slopes and vegetation and different pops of color and more slopes in general. And once again, I don't know where the structures are going to go. So for example, is there going to be a building here? And is there going to be a staircase coming down there? Maybe. And if there's a staircase coming down there, I guess I just pop all these out and I figure out how to install a staircase. So it's not the end of the world. But this guy here, he's wondering where all the water is. It looks like water, but there's no blue tiles on there. He's like, what the heck? But we've got one beach goer here, so that's awesome. One thing that I stand by, I think the green Mills plates are sort of making this look squarish because it's all these right angles. So I experimented over here and I replaced these 16 by 16 plates with dark gray so that we can see that it's not really a square. It's quite rounded. And I think when you have the green right angle there, it sort of was like, oh, what? That doesn't look very good. And you can sort of see that all over the place. But if I just swap out some of these with dark gray, sort of does the trick there. But what would be nice is if I actually like tapered it within the mills. So like put a green 8 by 16 here and then a dark gray 8 by 16. So it's sort of somewhat tapered, but it is what it is. At this point, we're not there yet. We've got a lot more water work to do. In order to do that, I need to alleviate all those tiles off those pieces. So that's my next project. But it's really hot in here. I feel like I'm this guy on the beach, and it's a lovely day out there, and I'm on the run to have fun elsewhere. But I feel like we've made some tremendous progress over the last couple days with the water detail on the island. We got a lot more to go, but or a long ways to go, I should say. But yeah, it's looking pretty fresh. Glad that we were able to install that beach and work on the grate a little bit. Hope you enjoyed it, everybody. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff coming out in the near future. And have yourselves a fantastic day. Bye for now.